What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Anything Better NFL Week 5 preview. Okay, and the offer, guys, it's an amazing offer by BetMGM. As you all know by now, we've teamed up with BetMGM this season. We'll be using BetMGM lines to make all of our picks. We'll have special offers for our listeners every week. Okay, if you haven't signed up for BetMGM yet, use bonus code BURR, B-U-R-R. You'll get $100 free after placing your first $1 bet. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app and you sign up using the bonus code BURR, B-U-R-R. Place your first $1 money line bet on any game. You'll receive $100 in free bets immediately after placing your bet, regardless of the outcome of the bet. Just make sure you use bonus code BURR when you sign up. So you're going to get $100, man, right there on your bets. So make sure you sign up. That is BURR. All right, guys, here's what went down this week. Everybody was you guys are really jumping on what me and Bill's picks are. Some are betting what I'm betting. Some are betting what Bill's betting. But both of us managed this week to go 3-1, which when you're picking 4 games in the NFL, that's damn good. Means we went 6-2 together. We're still not quite at 500, or maybe right there.
I think you're at 500.
But I got to tell you something.
I'm 2 games under. I was looking at 4-0 in the Tom Brady Buccaneers.
I was thinking you were dead. I'm going, oh my God. I'm 2-0. And now the 49ers are winning by 7. I might go 4-0. Bill is screwed. Then I look at Bill's picks because Andrew sent them to me, and I go, oh my God, he's 3-0. He's 3-0. And then you had the 4th game on, which was really one of the best games of the week. That Sunday night game, man. And I got to tell you something. I give the Patriots credit to have that 56-yard attempt in the rain, hit the fucking thing. They almost won that game. Great.
I know there was a couple people sent me text go, what do you think of that call? They should have gone for it. It's just like, it's a 56-yarder. It's the end of regulation. Go ahead and go kick the fucking thing. He kicked it long enough. It just hit the goddamn upright.
If that thing falls in, Tom Brady, it takes a year off his life. If that thing falls in,
dude, I'll tell you this: when you're betting your team kicks a field goal and it hits that fucking upright with those microphones, you never forget that sound. I always thought it was like plastic.
No, dude. I got to give you credit where credit's due. I loved. Not only did I love that you won it, I loved your Buffalo Bills. Oh, you know me. A 17. I mean, who loves a deep favorite like me and then having it cover? Because you know my sayings on favorites, guys. They did what they were supposed to do, and they put up 40 on them.
I know. The fact that you loved it made me nervous because Paul Virzi, nobody predicts a bloodbath. If you were a meteorologist, what's the weekend going to be like? Oh, it's going to be a bloodbath. Nothing but rain. 6 foot of snow.
Oh, shit.
I thought it was going to happen. You see a nor'easter every fucking weekend. My thing, I got outside of what it is that I do, Paul. That's why I'm having a tough year here. All right? 2 things I did. I got the kids now. So I'm not paying attention the way I need to as a degenerate gambler. And then number 2, I'm taking favorites like a fucking idiot.
All right. Well,
all my underdogs, Paul. All my underdogs have been winning. Take the points.
There's no excuse.
Fuck out with your money.
No, we're in the deep end now. There's no excuses.
First of all, Paul, I had a better week than you.
Huh?
I had a better week than you.
What do you mean?
Because we went head to head on San Francisco and fucking Seattle.
No. Here's how you had a better week.
We went head to head, Paul. We went head to head. And I told you Seattle, I said, Sneaky Pete's going to come in there. Sneaky Pete's going to come in there, and they're going to fucking win. And old Sneaky Pete, with his Letterman sweater, looking like some guy you can trust, came in. He dropped their fucking panties, gave him the old how's your fucking, you know what? And he ran out of there with the victory.
And here's the type of friend that I am. Okay? Here's the fucking guy that you're friends with. Okay?
Don't dislocate your elbow, patting yourself on the back. Okay, what do we got here?
Congratulations on knocking my Yankees out. It hurt. You won $75 because we bet $75.
We went the cycle on you, Paul. We beat you guys in a 7-game series, a 5-game series, and a 1-game series. There's no other way we can beat you in October. So you guys have to win the next time, or else we're lapping you now.
Yeah. Well,
did you ever think a Red Sox fan could talk to you like this, Paul?
This is what I'm saying, and this is what sucks is I came in like a gentleman, and I fucking gave the credit.
You didn't.
I said congratulations.
No. Fuck you, fucking Yankee cunts. This is what you guys. This is what you do when you lose.
I said congratulations.
I'm really happy for you guys. I just want to put my tie on and say congratulations.
I never said
You're trying to get out of the shit talk.
No. I'm not a shit.
Paul, let me tell you something. Paul, let me tell you something. I know you as a sports fan. I remember when the Giants beat the Patriots the first time. You were like, yeah, we rammed it up their fucking asses. I remember all of that shit you said.
I didn't say it like that.
You absolutely said that. I was standing in Tom Papa's living room, another Giant fan. I had it in fucking stereo. I had to listen to a guy who makes bread give me shit.
We were barely friends. I didn't even know you then. It was like our first conversation.
Barely friends.
Yeah, it was like 06, 07, 07.
Wow.
I didn't know you. We had 2 conversations.
So what? So you don't know me? So then you're a cunt? So then who's this new phony guy I met?
Oh, I was a fucking mid-20s dope. I'm happy that I'm not happy.
I remember Regis Philbin. Regis Philbin, rest his soul. When the Red Sox came back and won in 2004, he goes, he's like, what's with these Red Sox fans? You know, you won. Get over it, okay? And just completely ignored that you guys chanted 1918 in our faces. So much so that everyone in the league was doing it to us. You guys, the whole fucking time. Look at your eyes. You know it's true. And then you fucking lose. And then you as Pete Corielli would say, you run and hide.
I was going to say it was a good Regis you did. I mean, I was going to say it was a good Regis you did. I'm full of compliments.
Listen, Paul.
Anyway, you had a better week. You had a better week. Don't get used to it, okay? Because listen. I went 3-1 too. We're right neck and neck.
No, Paul. No. We went head to head on a game.
Okay.
We faced each other, Paul.
We happened to
at Arthur Ashe Stadium. We both came out with that little bookie visors on, and we went out there and we picked a fucking game.
I know what you're trying to do. I just figured it out. I just figured you out. You're trying to get me, and it's working. You're trying to get me to want to beat you and talk a little shit. Okay. You wanted to stir the fire? Let's go. I got first pick this week.
Paul's looking for someone right now, minus 18.
All right.
Put the fucking back up the truck. This is the pick. Paul, you're going to beat me this week. I'm going to tell you why, because I haven't even fucking looked at these things yet.
No, Andrew.
Yeah, I know you've been studying Paul, if you applied yourself in other areas of your life the way you do with your gambling, I swear to God.
Andrew, can you scroll? I can't. I need
that portrait be stained by now.
I'm going to say that this would be, and every time I've said the lock, it's been wrong, but I'm going to say this is my lock of the week, okay? Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville Jaguars have had a disastrous week. Urban Meyer was in a bar. Chick is dancing all over him.
She gets no shit. Nobody says anything about the guy that filmed it, the fucking rat. But go ahead.
Yeah, the guy's filming it. He's sitting there, the whole deal. Apparently, Urban Meyer then apologizes to the team, doesn't fly with them, stays in and gets caught out with family and then out drinking again, doesn't fly with his own team. To me, that says disarray, and the Tennessee Titans are coming.
Wait, he went out boozing again?
He went out boozing again, dude.
Dude, that is 1970s Raiders football. What are you talking about?
Jacksonville Jaguars owner made him say he needs to earn respect back. I mean, the organization is in disarray. They're winless. And the Tennessee Titans lost a heartbreaker to the Jets. I am taking the Tennessee Titans -4 to the fucking bank. Okay?
I think you're totally reading it wrong, Paul.
Okay. Well,
I think the owner is saying what people want him to say. He needs to earn the respect of the players. What, he got 50 Tim Tebows there?
Look.
Urban Meyer went out and did what half of them are doing every fucking weekend. They don't give a shit.
Well, I'm just saying, I think if you don't fly with your team after a loss, that says a lot. And
because you're still out there boozing, chasing ass?
Yeah, while your fucking linebacker's sitting there fucking hurting, putting his body out there for you, you're out of the fucking Hooters. Fuck him. Players aren't interested in that. Fuck him. I'm taking the Tennessee Titans with my first pick.
I think you're
-4.
out of your fucking mind.
All right, let's go to head-to-head.
I think they're laughing. They're saying he's balling.
All right, let's go head-to-head.
And I think the Tennessee Titans, they got a running back.
All right, well.
Listen, Paul, just never listen to a corporation say they're ashamed. They're not ashamed. That just means we got caught. They don't care, Paul. Paul, they're as whores. We stood outside the Buccaneers Stadium. Their fucking prostitute walked up to us.
Do we know she was a prostitute?
Yes. Most of us knew. Other people were taking her compliments, thinking the shit was legit. Oh, Paulie positive. She came out of the weeds, Paul. She came out of the weeds. She was like 90 years past her fucking prime. Approaching 8 guys waiting for an Uber. All right. What do we got here? I'm going with the Buffalo Bills. Going into Kansas City. Hostile. It's loud. They're getting 3 points. I'm going to take a chance here.
Go on, honey. Take a chance. Sorry.
That the Chiefs. I felt like I was shaking diamonds out of my fucking bunny hair there, whatever the fuck you call that. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills +3. I think that they are a solid football team. I don't know. Because I'm thinking, is this the one we're fucking... No, but they've been questioning Mahomes, which is so fucking stupid. They're going like, is he the same guy that we saw last fucking year, right? They always do that shit. Like Tom Brady goes to fucking Tampa and wins. They question whether Bill Belichick knows what the fuck he's doing as a coach. Like maybe it was Tom Brady. Maybe Tom Brady called him as an 8-year-old when they won as the Giants the first 2 fucking times. That's it. I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Going with the Buffalo Bills, Paul. Bam! Right down on a fucking coffee table, whatever they do. The Bills Mafia. Paul, I'm dancing with what brung me.
Here
going
comes
with the Buffalo Bills. Going into Kansas City.
Like it. Like Josh Allen. Here's my second pick. It's also a favorite. All right. I'm getting Paulie's back to his old ways.
I'm taking the Giants.
No. I am taking the Los Angeles Rams -2.5 after a loss in Seattle, beating the Seattle Seahawks and getting back to their winning ways after a loss. They only got to win by a fucking field goal, which they're going to do. There you go. First 2 picks, Tennessee Titans -4, Los Angeles Rams -2.5 over the Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going to tell you why I like that, Paul. Because Seattle, I've been betting them all year, they're erratic. Okay? They're not like the Saints. The Saints, you got no idea who the fuck's going to show up. But there's something about them, Paul. That is exactly what they're going to go into that loud stadium, and they might shut those people up. Who do I got next, Paul? I have no idea. I'm going to tell you, just for the fun of it. Just for the fucking fun of it, Paul. I'm going to say it's Jacksonville, Florida. And the shit that you see walking down the street is nothing.
Yeah. Yes, we got a head-to-head, baby.
Like that fucking... We should have to do a head-to-head every week. I think you're reading the team. Listen, I don't think they give a fuck. I don't think they give a fuck. The corporation is pretending to care, Paul. You're talking about... This is the NFL. Okay, they had a fucking guy knock a woman out and drag in an elevator, dragging down the hall by her fucking hair. They gave him 2 games. 2 games. You think that they care that he was in a Hooters and some chick backed her fucking no dad hanging around ass up into his dick? They don't care. His wife cares.
You can't be a fucking general and leave your soldiers after. What would happen if General?
What are you talking about?
Come on.
What's his face did that in World War II? They called him old blood and guts. His guts and our blood. Patton.
He did that.
Was it Patton?
General Patton walked away after a loss?
I don't want to talk shit about the wrong general. It wasn't Eisenhower. Who were the biggest generals? It was Patton, Eisenhower, Calvin Coolidge. I forget. I didn't pay attention in school.
I'll tell you what, that Urban Meyer move, staying with his team flying alone, that's a sneaky Pete move. That's a sneaky Pete move. All those college coaches are like fucking sneaky Pete. Those guys got a little backdoor exit. Fuck that guy. Let's go. Head to head. Tennessee Titans.
That's a stupid bet. I'm throwing away money because you know what? I think the guy's a bit of a head case. You know, they say anytime he has a fucking anytime, you know, the fucking Wolves are at the door, all of a sudden he goes, oh, my heart can't take it, and he leaves. He fucking leaves. You know what I'm going to take? I'm going to take Joe Burrow. The Bengals. Getting 3. Getting 3 because I think everybody's taking the Packers. I think everybody's liking the Packers. I think what the Bengals have been doing, I think Joe Burrow's for real. I think his knee's feeling great. I think people believe in him. I think Cincinnati makes some great ribs. There's a whole bunch of things for me to like about the Cincinnati Bengals. I like the Bengals. Their helmet's the same color as my pubes, right? I'm into it. Let's do it.
All right. Well, you guys want a lock? Here's a lock. This is a lock. Are you ready for this? This is a lock.
Paul, you're like Crazy Eddie. Everything's a fucking insane deal. How can there be 2 locks in 1 week? You just talked to that guy. He said a couple times a year, there is a lock.
All right. I am going to take the Las Vegas Raiders at home after that loss against the Chicago Bears -5.5. John Gruden's going to give them a nice week of practice. Let them know, look, guys, we're not invincible. And then come home and put it on the Bears.
I want to ask you this, Paul. What do you think of the Bears? You buying or selling, Paul? You think they're overrated?
I think they got a young quarterback that's still figuring it out. There's a little bit of quarterback controversy. I don't like
it. Still Mitch Trubisky? Who's quarterbacking out? Vinny Testaverde come back? Who's out there?
It was Andy Dalton for a couple weeks, and now it's the new kid from Ohio State, Justin Fields.
Jesus Christ, dude. That team is like a halfway house for foster quarterbacks. At some point, if you can't get a ride in the NFL, if you just cannot get a fucking contract, at some point you're going to play quarterback for the Bears, and it used to be the Browns. Like, that was just a revolving, it's like you were walking into Macy's. Remember that in Platoon?
Yeah.
Hey, you're going to love the nom for fucking ever, right? That's the last quarterback as you come into town and he's going out of town to be a backup in Denver or some shit.
So that's my third, the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
-5.5.
I got to tell you, Paul, you've picked 3 games and you've given us 2 locks.
Yeah.
Paul Virzi.
2 locks.
The lockless Paul Virzi. All Paul's locks are in gamble. What am I gonna do here? This is a classic. You can tell this guy's not gonna win money. He's just scrolling, looking at games. I don't know why. Why do the Pittsburgh Steelers look good to me -1 against the Denver Broncos? Is that because Craig Morton isn't there anymore, Paul?
Maybe.
No John Elway? No Peyton Manning? You know?
Dude, the regular
They've had
anything.
a lot of great quarterbacks out there, but they got Teddy Bridgewater. Could present some problems. I keep thinking Teddy is still out. Where the hell was he last year?
I think Teddy got hurt though.
Yeah, that'd be some information you probably need to know before you.
Yeah, Teddy's hurt.
You know, Paul, something part of me just wants to take the Cowboys to beat the shit out of your Giants. I just want to stir the pot this week. I don't know what it is, Paul.
Oof.
I don't know what it is, Paul. -7 at home. Now, that's a fucking divisional rivalry. I don't like that at all.
I see another lock out there. This is lock week. Andrew, call this lock week. There's another lock out there. You're staring it in the face, Bill. It's staring at you in the face.
I can't believe I don't see it, Paul. I can't believe I don't have your confidence. What is it about you never playing football past the high school level that lets you read these tea leaves so well? Fuck. I want to have money on that Browns-Chargers game because I think it's going to be fucking great.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is a good one. And I was really impressed with their running back last week. I'm wondering about the Browns defense. They got what's his face is back, the blonde-haired dude who makes the one-handed catches. He's back on offense. I love Baker Mayfield. I feel like the guy's the winner, but they're playing in San Diego. They got the California kid, Josh Herbert. Oh, God, 2.5, Paul. Why is that such a perfect number? Is it a letdown game, Paul? They won 2. They won they beat the Chiefs. Then they beat the Raiders. And this is the week. This is the week, Paul. Do they say that we are the motherfuckers of the AFC? Can they say that? Do they have to apologize afterwards? I'm just stalling right now. Can I phone a friend on this one? I am going to take... fuck it! I'm taking the Cleveland Browns. I'm going 0-4 this week, Paul. I'm taking the Cleveland Browns.
It's a low spread. That goes either way. That's a good pick.
I don't know about that. I think
all right, man.
I think everything I've said so far has been stupid.
All right. Well, I'm conflicted with my last one, dude, because I'm going to tell you right now, the Steelers at home after a devastating loss, -1 to the Broncos without Teddy Bridgewater is really, really, really appealing. That game, Andrew, you like that one? But then the other one I love.
I love he just threw that out to Andrew. Didn't even wait for an answer.
No,
Andrew, you like that one? Oh, he was doing the thumbs up. I didn't see it. Sorry.
No, he was doing a thumbs up. But then I also love the Monday Night Ravens -6.5.
I was looking at that.
They're exciting. So do I take the Steelers? You know something? There was a lot. I'm going to fucking flip it. I was going to take the Ravens, but you know what? Mike Tomlin said all the right things. Ben Roethlisberger said all the right things. They're at home after a loss, and Paulie loves the homecoming theory. I mean, the homecoming theory has been my bread and butter. Teddy Bridgewater, if he's playing, he's banged up. I got the Steelers -1 at home after a loss.
I like the hand thing. That added some excitement to it. I got the Steelers. Put it on the board. Who's that? Hawk Harrelson.
Oh, I'm excited about my picks this week. I like them.
Paul, I feel like I'm in the clouds right now. I was looking at that Monday night game, the Ravens, because Uncle Ray's maybe going to show up.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to do his dance and split his slacks. It's going to get everybody all fucking amped up. Who do the Colts got? They don't got, what's his face? Somebody said Magikowski, Phillip Rivers. They don't have him anymore, right?
Carson Wentz.
Carson Wentz. Carson came and he went.
Oh, my God. Anything better is going to be 20 minutes tonight.
Wait a fucking second. Kyler
he's
Murray.
throwing a curveball.
I mean, how many times can I bet on Arizona and fucking win? How many weeks in a row are they actually going to fucking cover? Is Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, he's not practicing this week. It doesn't look like he's playing.
Oh, please. He's too good looking to sit out a start. He wants to go down there and have the cheerleaders winking at him as he goes down the fucking field.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hey, Jimmy. How'd you learn to throw that pigskin? Do you want to fuck me? It's exactly how it goes. I love you picking the Rams in Seattle. I love that fucking pick, you fucking bastard. I like your picks, Paul. I think it is a lock. All right, let's go division rivalry here. The fucking Lions and the Vikings. I don't like when a division rival's favored by 9. I'm going to take the fucking Lions. I'm going to go 0-4 this week, Paul. I'm betting on the fucking Lions. I should have my head examined.
Oh, shit. All right. The Lions to get off the schneid. I like it. Getting 9. Division.
Getting 9.
All right. Well, there you have it, everybody. That's our week 5 preview. Those are our picks. We are on the doorstep of above 500. Let's see what happens.
You're 500, Paul, because I'm a game behind you. So I'm 2 games under. I'm 7-9. You're 8-8.
Okay.
I think you are, right?
I was 1 ahead with this 3rd week. So, yeah.
And then we tied this week.
Yep. Before you answer that, let me just get into it. People are like, what's going on? We are here.
Oh, sorry.
No. We are here with the week 4 preview. Okay. And we got Jason Scott, it is, correct?
That's fine.
Yep. We got Jason Scott with us, who is going to give us the ins and outs of bookmaking and what he sees with the NFL every week, and let us know if we are just flipping a coin or if there is some method to our madness. So welcome to our Anything Better NFL Week 4 preview. Go over here.
Perfect. So how do we get the numbers? Can I tell you, it's not the bookmakers, it's the bettors. So there are a lot of bettors now that are incredibly sophisticated. There's one group betting in this country that employs 300 quants, and they're running numbers and they're doing whatever they are. What we have at BetMGM and the other big operators in the country too is really sophisticated data technology. And we'll know that, well, when Bill bets, the market moves. He's right. So we'll move it this way towards your market. Then another sharp might bet the other way. And we're basically looking for a balancing point where we can take money on both sides. But as the customer's telling us, don't let any of the bookmakers take the credit. We're using that. The intelligence is out there in the market, and we land in the right spot. When we're getting money on both sides, well, it's the right spot.
How do you – well, if you have money on both sides, is it just how do you make money then? If you got 50 grand on one side, 50 on the other, you're paying out – is it just the VIG?
No. But I didn't say we take the same amount of money on both sides. We take the same amount of sharp money on both sides. So
what does that mean?
We might have 100,000 customers, but there's only 100 that we use to move the market. So these are guys, when they bet, the market moves their way. And that's huge stories about pros versus Joes. Often the public, like this week, I can tell you, Green Bay will be our worst result. No one's going to want to take Cincinnati plus 3.5 at home. All the Joes, all the public will be on Rodgers, but we've already seen the sharps are just chipping away at the Bengals already.
Oh, okay.
You know, we've had a few examples of that game. The other big one was the Raiders versus the Ravens in week 1. All of the pros wanted to be on the Raiders. And so it evens out. So sometimes we end up with a balanced book, but other times we end up with 90-10. You know,
what happens there? You guys actually going like nervous when all the pros jump on one, and everybody that listens to them. By pros, they're basically not only betting a lot of money, they're driving a lot of traffic towards what they're saying.
Yeah, they are. Look, this sounds a little bit overconfident, but we bet on 4.5 million markets a year now. So we bet on 350 markets in a football game. We know that our model works, that we're going to have some ups and downs. Where I get nervous is the Super Bowl, because it's so much bigger than the game, and the liabilities are out of whack with the rest of the year. But we know over a week, over a month, over a year, we'll sort of hit our margin big.
What's the worst you guys ever lost? Where you thought, like, man, we're gonna have to shut it. We're gonna have to shut this casino down, turn it into a smoothie bar.
Yeah, look, I think we've had a few this, and we're getting bigger each month right now. We went into Arizona last 9th of September, and the numbers there have been enormous. The worst result that I think we would have had where the Ravens saved is if the Chiefs had have won that Sunday night football game 3 weeks ago. Where 36-35 or whatever it was. That one was as ugly as I've seen.
Jason, quick question. Somebody said when all the money is going, and I mean, obviously nobody knows if this is true, but have you seen this if all the money's going somewhere, right? Like, let's just say, the Patriots, like 3 years ago, are going into after a hard loss to the Dolphins. They're going and it's a lock, and everybody, like he said, 95%, everyone's going there. Is it true that you guys like that because it's going to go the other way for the most part, or no?
No, again, we pretty much use the same run. If the sharps, I think you're talking about the game, the Patriots and the Dolphins in week 17 a couple of years ago. And if the sharps are betting one side, like last week, we couldn't write the name of the Texans. So that line moved from 16.5 and it jumped 19 against the Bills. And you've just got to wear it when that happens. Sometimes it goes our way. There's no rhyme nor reason to how many times we win at that or how many times we lose. I think we win more than 51% of the time, though, when the money rolls that way.
And that's it. 51% is in this game. It's winning, and it's really hard to do. Is there such thing? Because I've texted Bill, and we're comedians, okay? But I've texted Bill, and I said, this is a fucking lock. If I've ever seen a lock before, because I feel, and maybe I could be wrong. I feel you get 1 or 2 gifts a year. 1 or 2 gifts a year where I'm like, I know, but is there such thing as a lot? Like in your world, not us, because we're just gamble, but in your world, are you talking to your colleagues over these things and going, oh my God, like this is going to happen? Like I feel good with this one.
There's no such thing as a lock in sport. There's too many unknowns between officiating, weather, players getting injured. I've seen money where it comes 97.3%, and you think, we have no chance here. It can't possibly help. There's no way we get out of this mess. And sometimes through an act of God, it happens. So no, to answer your question, there's no
Let me ask you this. In the 2000s, did you guys know that the NBA was fixed?
No.
Were you literally watching those, some of those calls just going like, all right, there's definitely some crooked refs. The commissioner is definitely steering some bigger markets into the finals. I mean, dude, that thing was finessed like a friggin' soap opera.
Yeah.
Let me just say one thing. In the 2000s, what was happening in the NBA was child's play compared to what was happening on the ATP tour. Some of those tennis matches were just absolutely horrific.
Oh, really?
Players not trying. And where you'd be surprised, it happens at the biggest tournaments. If they play dead in round 1, they don't want to do it at some small tournament in Cincinnati. It happens at the US Open or Wimbledon. There we would see money. You'd see money, guys back from about plus 140 in the start, minus 1,000, and they'd win 6-1, 6-love, 6-2.
Wow.
I'm not going to know.
So they got the other. Now, what's going on? They like at that point, like with tennis, because they got the McEnroe cam. You can't really mess with it too much, so you got to get a player to throw it, huh?
I've got a theory. There was a group that might have been betting on injuries, where they knew someone was injured, and then they worked out, well, there's not much point betting on injuries. Well, let's manufacture an injury or two. But I know the ATP were on it. I know Interpol was on it, and a few players. It was kept reasonably quiet, but a few players got to liven up.
All right, but did you know the NBA was fixed? Because I was sitting there.
I was working in Australia and Europe then. I probably wasn't as close to it. But when I speak to the guys that have been here for the last 20 years, I think the answer is no. But now they look back on it knowing what they know, they all say we should have seen that.
Oh, I was at a Utah Jazz Boston Celtics game, and I watched these refs in one. I don't know who was refereeing, but this game, they were letting them play. And I'm like, all right, they're letting them play. And then all of a sudden, they were just calling everything. And then again, they let them play. It was like they were like bipolar. And just through all of my years of watching just sports in general, like a guy's strike zone doesn't change. A guy like, okay, if that's not pass interference, like that has to go the whole game. You can't go like wishy-washy. And I've seen that with basketball. Like, okay, no blood, no foul, or this guy's calling everything. I've never seen a game where it went no blood, no foul to do whatever the hell, you even look at a guy, there's a foul, and to go back again. And it just killed me because for years I was saying it was fixed, and people thought I was full of shit. And then they get the mobbed up ref who basically says he fixed the Sacramento series. And then the only satisfaction I got was everybody goes, oh, no, it was just one guy. It was just one guy, which I say is bullshit because how long can you be on an officiating crew before you realize some guy there is shaving points?
Yeah.
Look, a lot came out. They waited for David Stern to die before a lot came out, didn't it? So, who knows? But I think you're right. Look, the other sport that's notorious worldwide is cricket, and I've spoken to some professional cricketers. Some funny things happen there as well.
Jesus, the worldwide sports are filthy.
Jason,
tennis,
how many
cricket? What about squash? What's going on out there?
Yeah,
how many people tried getting their money back from that bad call, that pass interference call, of the Saints-Rams? Do you remember that?
I do remember that. Look, some of us online bookmakers, we've made a rod for our own back with these justice payouts and bad beat payouts and whatever else. We've created a cohort of customers that just whinge to mummy every time they don't get their own way and come in for these refunds. But it's our fault. It's all
I was just going to say, is that what we saw? Like, how long do you talk to gamblers before they go, it's fixed, right? It can never be me because I have all the right picks. It's got to be fixed.
Someone's injured. Oh, I need my money back. I said, well, you could have bet unders on how many yards he would have got. You've still got to pay him out. I can't give you the money because you've bet overs. But look, it's a market.
When you started in this business, were you in the part of bookmaking where you had to slap some people around?
No. I started in racing. So I started in racing. So I suppose you could say there's more nefarious stuff there that happens in all sports globally.
Well,
but
which racing we talking? We talking cars? We talking animals? What are we?
Horses.
Horses.
Yeah. No. I've always worked with the legal crews, so I haven't had the pleasure of having to knock on someone.
What do you think the most degenerate gamblers? Like these people have a problem. There's families crying out in the parking lot. We talking the dog track is what I would guess. Off-track betting, right next to the Port Authority.
Well, I think the pandemic and the rise of table tennis and Russian third division ice hockey is probably a cry out for help.
Dude, I got to be honest with you. I don't want to out anybody. I'm not going to say his name. I had a buddy of mine during the height of the pandemic and quarantining when there was nothing going on. He was betting like South Korean baseball. He was so jonesing to have actions on some game, and he was staying up at like 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning.
You can imagine how I took it when I woke up at 6:30 one morning. We'd done 285,000 on a South Korean baseball game.
Now, who gets blamed for that in your world?
Look, I'm not a big. There is no right or wrong. We can only put up prices. We can't make you bet the left side, the right side, team A.
No, but you work for a corporation, so there's somebody always has to get a pound of flesh taken. It's got to be the fall guy. You can't tell me they never came to you going like this was on you. How did you think this cricket match was going to go this way?
I run the show in my team, so yeah, they come to me, and I must have had a good enough excuse for that one because I got to last another week in the row.
I love Jason. He's like a calm Australian Tim Dillon. It's great.
Also, I would think that you'd have to have your disposition to survive the stress. Like, when you stress, when you're just sitting there, we're halfway through the game day, and you see you guys are going to take a bath. Can you just sit there? I mean, you're like Joe Torre. You're just sitting there like, I don't know if you're winning or losing.
Look, if I'm alone, my remote control does take a few flights around the living room or the TV room and throw it on the couch. But look, publicly, you can't get too happy when you win and you can't get too sad when you lose or you're a heart attack victim.
Yeah,
right.
I'm lucky. I've been doing this long enough. I used to get involved in every game and yell and scream and cheer. Now I just swear on the odd occasion, usually at officials. But you've just got to stay. You've got to stay level, or you'd have to find another career if you lived and died by every result.
How did you get into this career? Were you someone that gambled, and after a while you're like, why don't I get on the side that's winning?
Degenerate. So I grew up on tracks. My father took me to the races when I was 6. I was working in banking and finance. Had a midlife crisis at about 28. Luckily, my wife had a good job because I said, I'm resigning. She said, what are you going to do? Bet. Had a go at betting professionally, was no good at that. So I needed a career, and I was lucky enough to start working actually with a big betting syndicate about 2002 in Australia who taught me how to do it properly, and I've sort of learned.
There's a movie out there starring Philip Seymour Hoffman, the late, great Philip Seymour Hoffman, where he plays a banker with a gambling problem.
Owning Mahoney, is that?
Oh my God. I couldn't get through it. I had to watch it in 10-minute increments. It was so like making
Stressful.
my stomach in knots just watching what this guy was doing, just ruining his life. But anyways, let's get on the positive side of betting. Winning. Me and Virzi. Okay,
Yes.
We're not going to talk about our first 3 weeks, especially mine. We went 3-1 last week.
Yes.
I actually had the Tom Brady Buccaneers laying 6. And I'm a Patriots fan. I went against my own team because I figured if my team wins, I'll be happy. If my team loses, I'll win some money. And then the worst case happened. My team lost and the other team didn't cover. So, My kids are too little for me to be cursing like that. I got to wait till they're in their teens, and then I can really let the emotions fly. But
we almost went 4-0. You were closer to 4-0. I had one shot at it with the 49ers. Jason, do you have a Super Bowl pick? Do you have a picks for the Super Bowl or no?
Yeah, look, I'm right now. I'm pretty much anything. You may not want to hear this as a Tom Brady fan. I'm anything but Tom Brady. We've lost him to lose a big house to win the MVP, and we've lost him to lose a 10-story block of apartments if they win the Super Bowl. The only name we're riding's Tampa. They're a horrible result for us.
Wow.
Okay. Here's my thing. My pick for MVP was Kyler Murray, but I think the NFL still loves a white quarterback, so I want to change it to Josh Allen.
Yeah, well,
what are the odds on that? I just don't think they're going to give it to a guy like Kyler Murray.
What about Matt Stafford too?
Yeah,
there's another white guy. That's good. That's safe money.
Yeah, well, Lamar won it a couple of years ago, didn't they? So they have given it to one bloke.
I'm just messing around. I got to keep the comedy going at some point here, you know.
I'm a Cardinals fan, so I'm just hoping.
I love Kyler Murray. Dude, and they got Chandler Jones and J.J. Watts on defense. I mean, I've been winning money off those guys. They've been covering for me.
Yeah, look, we've started well, but I mean, a Cardinals fan, I'm not used to staying positive for too long. The inevitable will happen somewhere along the line.
All right, what's the over-under? They're going to give that stadium a real name and finally get rid of jobbing.com. I mean, how much money? I've never even heard of that website. Like, how do they have that level of money to keep that stupid name on the side of that wonderful stadium?
I never thought of that.
Jobbing is something you say when you get fucked over by the referees. Why would you have that on the side? Home cooking arena.
Well, I'd love to be able to bet from that. So I come from Australia where the betting's a lot less regulated. So, for instance, we'd bet on Dancing with the Stars or The Voice or MasterChef. Pre-recorded. We bet on pre-recorded television shows and still win.
What? You know, what's his face did that? Used to bet the afternoon game. He'd bet the matinee game. What's this? Artie Lang. One of the funniest chapters in his book, one of his many books. He talked about how nobody bet hockey, and there was an afternoon game every week, and they started like putting their bets in for that night's baseball or football, whatever, probably football season, and they would bet the afternoon game, and the guy didn't notice. And rather than just using that to fund them, they got greedy. Yeah, I forget. It ended with the guy saying he was going to kick the shit out of him in a McDonald's on Ash Wednesday. So he had this big smudge on his face. He said they just sat there laughing at him. Yeah. It's one of my many favorite Artie Lang stories.
That's awesome. I remember that. That is awesome.
All right. What's the dumbest thing? What's the dumbest thing you ever bet on? The most obscure, ridiculous thing you ever bet on?
Without a doubt, Survivor. She got thrown out the second week.
Oh, what was the what'd you have to lay out?
I think I was on it about 16-1. I had the right word. I had the right word from a guy in production, and I realized 2 weeks in I had the wrong word.
Oh no. You had insider information. Did you go and talk to that guy? You never saw him again.
No, well, he's a good mate of mine, actually. But yeah, I haven't taken his tips since.
Jason, can you bet on Wheel of Fortune or Jeopardy or no?
No, we haven't got to that. I think, look, to be honest, Jeopardy, I think it'd be fantastic. The Tournament of Champions.
This is what you got. I already have the line. You have to have the line. There's a guy on the show, the over-under, if he says, my smoking hot wife. For some reason, everybody on that show says that. Hey, Joe, who do you got here today? Well, I got my smoking hot wife and my son and my daughter. Well, my wife was both times when she was pregnant and when she was really, third trimester or whatever the hell they call it, and she was just hating life. We would watch Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. And that was one of the things that we know. We watched it enough. We started breaking down the show. People say my smoking hot wife. You can start there.
Jason, a buddy of mine who used to be a Bronx bookie years ago, older fella now, he was in the game for many, many years. He said when people come in with the parlays, He said once it gets to 3 and 4 games, the percentages, they're just kind of like, nah, it's just not, it's done. Is that, would you say that once you get to 3, 4, and 5, it's a little much?
Yeah, look, it is. Without going into it, they're our profit margin. We did have a customer the other week that took a 16-leg money line, all 16 legs of the NFL. He got to Monday Night Football and he had $20 on it to win about, I can't remember the exact number, but it was in the vicinity of 730,000. And he got to the last leg and he had Detroit money line against Green Bay. He was smart enough to take the 130,000 cash out. But look, they're the stories.
Wow.
You hear. There's a lot of good stories like that, but there's.
Wait, did he lose the next night?
The money.
He lost the next night?
Yeah, well, he cashed out. He would have lost it. But yeah, we haven't seen him back since, so he's taken the money and found a new pastime.
I love that you keep track of them. Dude, here's my thing. This is what I feel like with parlays and all that. Like, gambling is like committing a murder. It's like you got to do it by yourself or you're going to get caught. You bring 3, 4 other teams in. There's just too much that has to go right. You know what I mean? Worst I would ever do. Remember the tees, the 2-team tees? Yeah. I would do that. Do you guys have those lightning bets? Another Artie Lang story. His Norm Macdonald story, a lightning bet was most terrifying. Huh?
They're a thing of the past now, the lightning bets. We've gone the other way. Thousands of prop markets on yards, or you can even bet on how many extra points a kicker will kick. So we've sort of we've headed that.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Dude, how the hell could you ever guess that?
I pay a quant a bucket load of money and he comes up with a price and we try.
No, I'm not talking you. I'm talking Virzi. Virzi's like, oh, that's a good one. Paul, how the fuck would you know how many? That's one of the most obscure things ever.
How many? Because I would say 3. My bet would be 3 or 4 extra points.
Hey, Paul, how many cameramen are going to get knocked down when a guy runs out of bounds?
Probably 1 in a game. I would bet 1 in a game.
I'd take that. I think it happens like every 3 games.
Yeah, that's safe money. 1 cameraman going. Oh no, 1 person on the sidelines. Just.
I feel like it ends your career as a cameraman. So they all fucking know. So they got their heads on a swivel, but it still happens because these kids are so damn fast, and not to mention you got like that kitchen safe on your shoulder. Dude, I was at a game. You know that thing where they drive up and down the sidelines with the camera.
Yeah,
you know that, dude. It ran over somebody.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, they backed over this woman. And when I tell you, like that thing was just scrubbed, you saw it nowhere. I couldn't find the story. I was at the Rams Tampa game. Dude, and the guy driving was just like this. He was just I think he drove over. I'm not sure what happened. Somebody fucked up though. Somebody fucked up, Paul. Somebody went down.
Lastly, last question from me, Jason. I think the New York Giants, and I know that I'm a fan, but I think the New York Giants season was on the line last week because we all know the percentages if a team goes 0-4. I think Daniel Jones is the real deal, and we got some left in the tank. Yes or no?
You're 3 games behind the Cowboys already in the division. I can't see that this year you're going too far. Look, I don't disagree with Daniel Jones. Like, he went for 400 this week, 300 the week before. He certainly, once he learns not to turn the football over, he's going to be a hell of a player, I think.
Yeah.
But I can't say that this year's the year.
Fair enough.
Done.
Jason, if you knew Paul, the amount of pain when he just did that little thing. This fucking guy, I swear to God, they could be 0-8, and he could go, dude, I've seen 8-8 win the playoffs, make the playoffs. Like this guy.
Well, you know what though? Jason gave me a little pat. He said, look, Daniel Jones is the guy. I think things could go good. We all know what Saquon Barkley is. If the offensive line is good, I'll take that. We are 3 games back of the Cowboys. Cowboys look great. Dak looks great, but I'll take that. Nice step in the right direction. I appreciate you, Jason.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you. I hope everybody makes a lot of money.
This is why I hang out with him. He's one of the most positive people I ever met. I need that. I need to just see somebody just be dealt that hand and still have a smile on his face like he's getting a continental breakfast.
Well, others say that I'm delusionally positive, but hey, it is what it is.
All right. My question would be, who's your top dog in the AFC now that Tom Brady is 2 years removed? Ben Roethlisberger is up there. The Bills have been they've been kicking the shit out of everybody. Do they have an impressive win, though?
You can only beat what's in front of you. You know, you have to say week one was the exception. They play the Chiefs this week, don't they? In Arrowhead, memory. So this is their chance to make a statement. They look the best team to me right now.
And the Chiefs have lost 2 in a row.
Remember how Tampa looked about week 4 last year? Bloody terrible. So it can change very quickly.
And then what happened was their player coach yelled at the offensive line mid-October, especially that redheaded guy making us gingers look bad. He got in his freckled ass, and then that was it. That was the turning point. I won't even say that might have been closer to November.
But they didn't have an injury either. They were blessed with luck. I'm a little dubious about them this year.
And now you said money on Brady getting back this year is not good or good?
Yeah, no, $10, $11. We have the customers come in every week. We've had more money on him. We've had double on him than we've had on any other player. Even preseason, we couldn't write a bet for Mahomes. It was all for Brady. So they love him. What's not to love, really?
As it should be. I mean, the guy's been to 10 Super Bowls and won 7 of them. I mean, that's like cartoon numbers. That's movie numbers, Paul. It doesn't happen. All right. Well, listen, I'd love to have you on again because I think what you do for a living is so fascinating. And I would also like to tap in next time we have more time, talk more about the insane things that you can gamble on in Australia, because I've been there like 3 or 4 times just to do shows. Had I known this whole extra level of fun, if I could gamble on American Idol, I would actually watch it.
Exactly. Look, I had to be a bookmaker. I wasn't smart enough to be a comedian, and these hands are no good for digging ditches. So I'm taking an easy route, and I'd love to come back.
We got hotel suite hands. That definitely says.
We gotta have you. No, we gotta have you back, man. It's because it's so funny because you're just like this calm voice of reason, and this is perfect. I love it, man. Thanks so much.
If you got the time, maybe you could check in, every month or so as we're sitting here gambling, seeing how we're doing, because we could also have some listeners ask some questions because, most of us gamble, but we're all fascinated by the Sam Rothsteins.
Yes.
And that whole side of the business is amazing. So thank you so much for coming on.
Very happy to. Thank you.
Okay, cool. All right, Jason. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it.
Guys, as you know, Anything Better has paired with BetMGM. Okay, go to BetMGM. All right, we'll be using the BetMGM lines all year. Okay, for the picks, and we'll have special offers for our listeners each week. If you haven't signed up at BetMGM, use bonus code BURR, BURR. You'll get $100 free after placing your first $1 bet. Here's how it works. You download the BetMGM app, you sign up, and you put in bonus code BURR, BURR. Place your first dollar money line bet on any game. You'll receive $100 in free bets immediately after placing your bet, regardless of the outcome of your bet. Just make sure you use bonus code BURR when you sign up. Hey guys, visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. 21 years of age or older to wager. Arizona, Colorado, D.C., Iowa, Indianapolis, Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, or Wyoming only. Excludes Michigan, disassociated persons. Please gamble responsibly, guys. Gambling problem, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Arizona, 1-800-522-4700. Colorado, D.C., Nevada, Wyoming, and Virginia, 1-800-270-7117. For confidential help, Michigan, 1-800-GAMBLER. New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, 1-800-BETS-OFF, Iowa. Call or text the Tennessee Red Line, 800-889-9789, Tennessee, or call 1-800-9-WITH-IT in Indiana, guys. There you go. Bet responsibly.